Jesus told a story that makes people uncomfortable, not because it is complex, but because it is too simple. It's the story of a widow who keeps knocking, keeps asking, keeps coming back, not because she has power, but precisely because she doesn't. Welcome to the Sebcast, the home of the #1 network for your life. This is where we hear stories anew, look deeper, and discover together how Jesus works today. Jesus started the story with a strange sentence. He told them this to teach them that they should always pray and not lose heart. In other words, this story is not about tactics. It's about perseverance when you believe something is right, even if you get a no at first. The widow's first request was ignored, probably her second too. She got no explanation, just silence. But the story says she kept going. And eventually the judge gave in, not because he was just, but because he was tired of her persistent asking. And here comes the twist. Jesus didn't say, "Be like the judge." He said, if even an unjust judge eventually responds to persistence, how much more will God listen to his children? This is important. This story is not about God being unwilling. It's precisely the opposite. It's about people who stop asking too quickly. We live in a culture where no is quickly interpreted as final. One uncomfortable conversation, one rejection, one time someone doesn't respond, and we withdraw. Not because we don't care, but because we're afraid of being pushy, scared of being misunderstood, fearful of being disappointed again. But here's the uncomfortable truth. Many times no is not a decision, it's just a moment. In the #1 network for your life, where we believe God is already at work where we live, work, and play, this means something very concrete. It means you are not responsible for people's responses. You are responsible for the invitation. The outcome belongs to God. When you invite someone to a conversation, to a coffee, to church, or to come sit with me, and they say no, nothing necessarily went wrong. Maybe something actually started. Jesus' point is simple but radical. Don't lose heart. Don't measure your obedience by immediate success. Don't accept the first no as the final answer. This applies not just to church, but also to your everyday life. Don't accept the first no as the final answer. Because perseverance, when carried by love, is not manipulation. It's grace in action. And maybe, just maybe, your persistent asking is precisely the way God is busy rewriting someone else's story. I want to ask you to focus this year on one person or family whom you will invite a few times to join our church or return to our church. Be that person whose name will forever be in others' faith stories, and leave the rest to God to do. Until tomorrow, take care